Triple H announcing that he is officially retired from in-ring competition. This coming on the heels, of course, of the cardiac event that occurred with him late last year, and there was really kind of there had been no word on his condition or anything since then. And he did an interview with Stephen A. Smith, talked about it was viral pneumonia, ended up going in, with his heart. He had fluid around his heart, and really was kind of knocking on death's door. So, tremendous news that Triple H is still with us and healthy, but unfortunately no longer will wrestle anymore. I mean, for me, I kind of had assumed when you hear the word cardiac event, that's usually never a good sign for guys returning to the ring. I think Ryan just confirmed that his power went down, so he'll hopefully be rejoining us here in a little bit. But I wanted to highlight the career of Triple H and talk about his career a little bit and where kind of he ranks for each of us. Just a few of the career highlights, though. Wrestler of the Decade in PWI from 2000 2009. He was 2008 Wrestler of the Year, #1 in the top 500 in both 2000 and 2009. The jeez, that says Ryan probably screamed like a little. That one I believe. That one I
100%. He ain't lying.
He ain't lying.
Wrestling Observer Wrestler of the Year in 2000, Wrestling Observer Hall of Fame in 2005, 9-time WWE champion, 5-time World Heavyweight champion, 5-time Intercontinental, 2-time European, 1-time Unified Tag Champ, 2-time Tag Team Champ. He was the 97 King of the Ring. Won the Royal Rumble twice. He was the 7th Triple Crown champion. He was the 2nd Grand Champion, and of course went into the Hall of Fame with the Generation X in 2019. But in terms of it's a bummer. His last televised match I think was on one of the Crown Jewel shows. Hey, Ryan's back. His 1, 2, 3,
4, 5, 6.
That's pretty good. So your power went out too?
It very quick. I have to reset my alarm, my clock, my alarm clock. Is the word I'm
Did you scream like a little girl?
I didn't. I just said, fuck.
Wow. Sorry, Devin, you were wrong.
I'd have to be on my hands and knees and just take it.
That's what happened.
What could I do? The power. No choices were given.
You don't have a choice.
I'm not even going to plug myself.
I mean, what's the point? The power's off, Ryan.
It's right. It's kind of hard when the power's off.
You can plug yourself without no power.
I mean,
you won't get much of it in you.
Can we tell Devin to stop using the emojis? It's messing with me.
Yeah, seriously, man.
I didn't get much of it in me. Just get on your hands and knees and take it. That's all.
But yeah, definitely unfortunate news about Triple H. But your guys
die?
No, he's still with us. He just had to retire.
Oh.
Who retired?
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. Thoughts on the career of Triple H? Now looking back on it, for me, like he's in my top 5. I think easily. I think he's arguably, without actually putting pen to paper, top 10 WWE all time, top 15 easily. It just the length of the career and everything he's done both in and out of the ring, I think is immeasurable. Anyone else?
Top 5.
And he did the boss's daughter, so that's cool.
He
did do that. Top 3 for me. I would say top 10 for the company overall, in my opinion.
He's top 3 for you.
Yep. And The Chaperone is one of the shittiest WWE films in existence.
That was one of the Raw taping or Raws that I went to at Hershey. That was one of the movies that was out at the time. So every commercial break, they showed the trailer to like that and Knucklehead for 3 hours.
You love to see it.
Every commercial break during Monday Night Raw, The Chaperone and Knucklehead. It was a long night.
You think they're out on Blu-ray?
Probably.
100%.
So I think I'm going to make a bold claim.
Uh-oh.
I think Triple H's career outside of the ring eclipses Triple H's career inside the ring.
Okay.
Wow.
For the longest time for Triple H's career, at least in the start, I would say in the start, it took him a while to get out of the gate, and people remember. And I'm stealing this point from another podcast I listened to, Pod Van Dam. One of the hosts was like, people have remembered Triple H as being an integral part of the Attitude Era, when he was literally just the guy with the European title telling people to suck it. It wasn't until like the 2000s that Triple H really takes off. And even then, most of the time we hate it because of the McMahon-Helmsley connection and his reign of terror in 02 and just Triple H the Barbarian. Like, we remember him as being the guy who, when CM Punk was at his hottest, he beat him. Like, Punk's on the rise, and then Triple H puts himself over, and then he puts Kevin Nash over him, and then Triple H and Kevin Nash have the worst match of pay-per-view history in a Hell in a Cell or something like that. But what Triple H did with NXT is remarkable. Punk was at his hottest. He beat him.
What just happened? Is that you,
Yeah, it's
Ryan?
on me, guys.
That's okay.
Okay. I was like, wait.
Again, another time I think I'm freaking out, and it's not me. But
You might be right, Tim.
He with NXT, and especially like if he is, I don't know. This is more just like me not remembering things. Have we had a podcast since Triple H's announcement, or is this the first one?
This is the first. I think the announcement came out on Friday.
On a Friday. So that's why I feel like it's been a week, but it hasn't necessarily. It's not been a full week. Triple H at the very end of that interview with Stephen A, which they finally put the full interview up for free on the YouTube after I scoured the globe trying to find credentials for ESPN Plus or whatever.
Could have just asked.
I know I have a buddy. He owes me a lot, and I just got his credentials. But either way, at the very end of that interview, he talks to Stephen A about what he's doing next and being involved in the recruitment process and getting the next stars in. And even though Triple H, the NXT era, ended up becoming a super indie, before, when NXT was really turning the curve, there was a couple of like indie darlings there, but most of them were homegrown talents or second generation superstars that came in. And it grew from that into being the super indie. And if NXT, if Triple H is going to try that again, I'm not mad at it.
Well, yeah, I mean, we've already seen video and photos. I mean, he's in Dallas at this kind of recruitment event for the WWE over Mania weekend. So, yeah, curious to see how that goes. And Tim, I think you have a great point. And you know, that's why for me, like I said, I think top 10, not for just in ring career. I think for everything he's done and continues to do for the WWE. Yes, Mark, you look perplexed. Oh no.
No.
I think Mark. No, he's messing with us.
I was just messing with it. I did lose everybody for a minute. What'd I miss?
We're just
happened
talking
to
about
Triple H?
Triple H.
Well, it would have sounded like Triple H actually did die the way Tim just buried him there.
Oh, gee.
Wow. Gee, many Christmas.
God dang.
Gee, many pads.
The guy that walks around and does the crotch chops during the Attitude Era doesn't get the credit he deserves. It's the whole Attitude Era.
I mean,
when Triple H used to come out to Ode to Joy, I like that a lot.
Point well taken, Tim. Well taken.
Tim, I'm sorry if you're upset.
the guys over on the mine.
You can't honestly think that though, Tim. Right? Am I supposed to read your lips or
Wait, you are muted, guy.
Double mute.
Yeah, I
I
know.
thought I
That's
was
the best
muting
part
on the
about
thing. Okay, look. I do believe
I
that
muted
Triple H
myself.
was not that big of a member of the Attitude Era. I think people are misremembering how big of a part he had in the Attitude Era. They put him on the level of Rock and Austin when really he is at best an upper mid carder until the very end of 1999.
When did he drive the tank into WCW?
1998, he was a mid carder.
But I mean,
but as a cohesive unit, you could almost argue that DX was larger than The Rock at that time. I don't think anybody touches Austin. Austin's probably a number one, but I would put DX right behind Austin.
Right, but they were never main event. They were never top billing. Even Height of Powers, they weren't main event.
But I mean, how are you going to main event 5 guys?
So you can't main event the leader. You can't main event Triple H in that. Like even when he breaks away and there's the McMahon Helmsley regime, the faction. Like it is not until end of '99.
If you were arguing this for Shawn Michaels going down from a main eventer to a tag team faction, I could almost see that argument. But I feel like this elevates Triple H.
When Shawn Michaels was the leader of DX, Shawn Michaels was main eventing every pay-per-view until he broke his back. As the leader of DX, Triple H never headlined a pay-per-view, and it was until after he broke away from DX, had to fake marry the boss's daughter and reinvent himself, getting completely away from not only the blue blood gimmick, but also the degenerate gimmick to get to the game.
Right, but I mean,
Triple H also was in and out of DX throughout that time period because he had to run with the corporation too.
Right, because that was because DX broke up.
Right. Corporation
I
was in with The Rock.
I just think DX as a unit was, I mean, that's like literally as Attitude Era as you get. I mean, I think that's more Attitude Era than anything that, like The Rock. I mean, yes, The Rock was a main eventer.
So by your definition, Triple H is 1/5 as responsible for the growth of the Attitude Era as DX is. There are 5 members of DX. If DX is on the same level as Austin and Triple H, or Austin and The Rock, then Triple H is 1/5 of that, which is not the same.
I also feel like you're just saying
you're
Triple H should have been
splitting
high and
hairs a
high.
little bit. Like I won't dispute that what he's done for the business outside of the ring may be greater than, but I think I think you're splitting hairs by using fractions. Like I get what you're saying.
What I'm saying is that The Rock was by himself and Triple H was, and even at the same time in which Triple H and the Rock feuded in '98, The Rock catapulted forward and Triple H stayed underneath in the upper mid card for an entire other year.
I mean, was there room for? I mean, who else was in the top of the card at that point? It was Rock, Austin. Was that Kane, the
Undertaker was around. Kane came in the end, came in like a house of fire in '98, but by the time Triple H comes to power, Kane is tag team champions with X-Pac.
So if you were to do the 5 people most responsible for the Attitude Era, Austin, Rock being 1 and 2, who would you round out 3, 4, 5? I mean, DX as a unit would be in there, correct?
DX as a unit would be in there, yes.
Probably
And I don't-
Mankind in there.
Mankind.
I don't know if post Shawn Michaels that group works. Like, I mean, it doesn't work without Triple H.
I mean, it's
That's the least.
forced. It's forced back to life because of Triple H.
And this
Which
has
is-
been Triple H and like the New Age Outlaws and X-Pac.
Mm-hmm.
And China, and some would
China,
even say that
yeah.
China was the biggest
China.
contributing
There
factor
it is.
of that era of DX. China was the one who was setting all the records, and she was the one who was getting
China.
involved in the Royal Rumble, and people were getting excited about it. And she was the one who won the Intercontinental title and made more sense. Like,
You
meanwhile,
didn't see Triple H wrestling in a Good Housekeeping match. You make a great point.
I'm saying
wrestled
more
in that
people
match?
during the Attitude Era were more interested in what China was doing than what Triple H was doing.
China.
I mean, you
It
did
was a different
preface.
time. China had boobs. Of course, people are interested in China. Like I feel like that's
Yeah, I mean, you
Who
did
was
say
it?
you were
that's
making
not
a bold
oversimple.
point.
I mean,
Right.
I mean, at what stage during the Attitude Era, though, did The Rock really take off? Because he was a faction guy for most of it, too.
Yes, but he was the leader and he was involved in the main events.
Okay.
So, I mean,
My problem isn't that Triple H is getting included as a part of the driving forces. I do not see him being on the same level as Rock and Austin. And people
During
have
the Attitude
elevated
Era.
him.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, people have elevated him to be like a key piece. Like the Attitude Era is not the Attitude Era if you don't have Triple H.
But he's put in that conversation because of DX.
right. I don't put Triple H
Triple H is an independent
by himself
solo wrestler.
on the
No.
level of Rock and
Right,
Austin.
and
I
that's
put
what I'm saying.
Generation
Triple
X.
Triple H as himself.
But are people really putting Triple H as a leader by himself, or is he always part of the conversation?
I would
with
say people
DX?
could be if people were talking about the Attitude Era, you're talking to Generation X.
Yeah.
I don't know. People are talking about Triple H.
From all the conversations I'm having, I've seen, it's Triple H by himself. They're saying Triple.
who was
H.
your 5th? I'm curious. If we would go back to that, Rock,
Kane.
Austin, DX.
Mr.
You
McMahon?
said Mankind, Undertaker,
Mankind. Mr. McMahon.
Vince McMahon. Okay,
Yeah.
Mr. McMahon character. Yeah,
yeah.
that makes sense.
So Rock Austin, DX, Mankind, and Vince.
And Vince.
Okay. I think that's
I think so. And I think if people are saying that Triple H by himself is one of the biggest pieces of the Attitude Era, then they're incorrect. But I think
Yeah.
if the conversation is that he's there because of what he did with DX, that's absolutely correct.
Do you feel that he belongs as a leader of the Ruthless Aggression era then?
Yes.
Is that maybe more accurate to say?
I mean,
I
yeah,
think
'cause
everybody
Ruthless-
thinks Ruthless Aggression and they think of that damn handshake with John Cena or the slap or
slap.
whatever. Like there's so
Yeah.
much more than,
Are you sure
than
about
that.
right, because that's literally like 2000 and what? John Cena slaps him in 2000 and is that 2002? June 02? When
I
that
wouldn't watch.
happens and Vince makes the claim, I think right after WrestleMania or close to then.
yeah, something like that.
And so we go 02 to when you say Ruthless Aggression era ends. Is it 05?
I was going to say 6.
You know what? It can
but
still be there right now. I don't know.
Oh, there's no way.
There's
There's
nothing-
no way we're still ruthless.
I was saying, I don't think there's any more
ruthlessly
or
aggressive.
aggression about right now. I don't think that's a thing. Not to hurry the show along, but any other thoughts on
But please do.
Triple H before we go to the wrestler of the week?
It sucks he didn't
Better
get to call his
wrestler.
own shot.
Yeah, that's the bummer. Like, I mean, I wish you okay. So let's round it out real quick with this. If you could give, if Triple H could have one more match and you're booking it, who do you put him against?
Easy.
Yes, Ryan.
Tag teaming with Shawn Michaels against the Brothers of Destruction in Saudi Arabia for the second time. Easy. I don't even have to think about it.
There you go. Sounds like a perfect one, Matt.
I mean, I feel like he'd want to put someone over. I'm just trying to think of who that would be in his final match.
A young Bret Hart.
Current Bret Hart. Finish the job that Goldberg started.
Oh my!
He knew that. He could just tip Bret over.
Cerebral assassin gimmick engaged.
Give me a hell yeah!
That's a shame.
I would give Triple H one last match with, I don't know, Kevin Owens. Why not?
Okay. I like that, Mark.
I'd like to see a young up and comer get the rub from Triple H. So I'd like to see Triple H and Goldberg.
Of course.
Checks out.
He ain't lying. He ain't lying.
Tim.
Not quite a young up and comer, but probably somebody who could absolutely use the re-rub, I would say. And
The Connor
I would
kid
like to
from
see.
Connor's Cure.
Yeah,
Oh my
I guess.
God.
No.
God, Brian.
I would go
Why?
Drew
You could use the
McIntyre.
re-rub.
WrestleMania. Drew McIntyre.
I thought he was gonna say
Okay,
Nicholas.
I like Drew. Oh
Yeah,
damn
Drew
it,
would-
Kevin. This is gonna be my. I don't know who. Never mind.
The
What's
Champa.
with the emojis? What is
I
that?
made
We
it,
can't
Yeah,
see them.
Kevin, are you putting emojis on your things, or is that just because the power went out? I would do something like one of the NXT guys, Balor, Owens, Sami Zayn, somebody
Balor would
that
be
came.
good.
Oh,
through
so not
the-
a new NXT guy.
No, why? Are you crazy? Black
about Steve
gold, man.
Wagner?
Black gold. Or Braun Breaker, maybe. If there's anybody in Saved by the Bell, the new class, I would say Braun Breaker. No, Ryan, you don't think?
Braun Breaker.
No.
All
I'm
right.
pissed he's still in the top 10 of Wrestler of the Year.